Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Awas World. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here is the tutorial of the trendy overhead abaya along with the laces at the edge of the sleeve. So this is my fabric, my lace, my thread, my tape rule and my scissors. So this is my fabric unfold. The first thing to do is to get the length. So I'll be using the full length of the cloth because the length I'm working with is 58 inches. The first thing is to cut out the neck, which the depth is 3 inches for both neck, and the length for the front part is 6 inches, while the length of the neck for the back part is 3 inches. 6 inches for the length of the front part, 3 inches for the length of the back part. So this is me connecting my lines together before I finally move to the shoulder slant. For my shoulder slant, I'll be going down with 2 inches before I finally connect to the neckline, like so. After connecting, I move to the sleeve, which is 12 inches. I will be making use of 11 inches, but I add 1 inch seam allowance to the measurement. So this is it. I'll be using 12 inches. I'm going to measure from the shoulder slant down. So the 12 inches for the sleeve. So for the round part of the gown, so I'll be using 17 inches. I want to use 16 inches initially, but I'll be using 17 inches because of the seam allowance. So 1 inch for the seam allowance. So I'm going to connect down to the down part. I'm going to mark 17 inches right from the top part to the down part, like so. So I'm going to connect everything together, then I'm going to cut it out. I'm done measuring everything here. So before cutting it out, I want to be sure about the length of the cloth. 58 inches is the length I'm working with, so I'll be using extra 2 inches for the same allowance, as you can see. So I have 60 inches on my cloth. So the next thing now is to trace down like so and cut it out. So I'll be cutting out the neck first. Don't forget, I only measure for the back part, which is 3 inches. I have never cut out my 6 inches. I'm going to cut after cutting everything out. Then I'm going to remove the front part and cut out my 6 inches. That is the last thing to do. So because I'm telling you this because I don't want you to make any mistake when you are cutting out your own clothes. I am done cutting it out, but I want to be sure of the sleeve because my arm is 33 inches. So with the lace, everything should be 35 inches. It's supposed to be 32 inches, but I add 1 inch seam allowance to it. So this is it. I'm going to remove the back part now, and I'm going to cut out the neckline for the front part, like so. So when I'm done cutting, I move to the hijab cap to cut out the hijab cap first. So the hijab cap is 8.5 for the length and 4.5 for the width. So I'm going to shape it out before cutting it out. So for my hijab, from that part, you can see how I cut out my own. From that part is 13 inches. From that 13 inches to the down part, that will be 19.5 inches, as you can see. So make sure you follow all the measurements that I use for this hijab, because we are still going to even deduct from this particular hijab, but you have to cut it like this first. Let me tell you, I'm the only one that will be honest with you with this particular overhead hijab. If you don't want your hijab to have joining at the back, just follow me and watch this video to the end. Follow me and watch it to the end, because this particular one we are cutting, we are still going to cut it again. So you just have to watch it to the end before you fix your own hijab. So the first thing I'm going to do before fixing the hijab is to join the shoulders together. So this is what it looks like after joining the shoulder together. So the next thing to do now is to turn the sleeve and fix the legs at the edge of the sleeve, like you can see now. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it. I'll turn it and sew before fixing my lace on it. So this is what it looks like after turning my sleeve and fixing of my lace to the sleeve. So you can see how neat it is. So the next thing to do is to close the sides of the gown from the sleeve down to the down part. I'm going to close from the sleeve to the down part. So this is what it looks like when I'm done closing the sides. You can see what it looks like from the sleeve to the down part. So the next thing to do is to fix the hijab cap to the hijab, like so. You find the notch part of the hijab cap and the notch part of the hijab, then you are going to sew it together like so and sew down on the hijab cap. So this is the outcome of our hijab. This is how neat our hijab is. So the next thing is to close the edge circumference of the hijab. So the measurement I'll be using for the edge circumference is 10 to 9.5 inches. It depends on you. So the next thing is to fix the hijab on the neck of our abaya. So you first notch that part of the hijab before you notch the midpoint of the neck of the front of the abaya and the midpoint for the back of the abaya. You are going to notch it out like so. So we are moving to the most crucial part of this particular overhead abaya. So follow me and watch closely, guys. So when I try to fix my hijab normally on the abaya, so I put the joining of the front of the hijab to the front of the abaya like so. So this is me trying to check maybe the hijab is going to occupy the neck, but no, the hijab still remain. The notch part of the hijab still remain before I fix it on the like that. Can you see the space we still have before we reach the notch part? It cannot contain it. Like the hijab is very bigger than the neck part. This is what most people will not tell you. So when it is now like that, we are going to try to fix the neck part from the back, so that we are going to know where to cut out from the hijab. So then I'm going to take the notch part of the back part and start from the part, the notch part plus the notch part, and start from the back to know where I'm going to, exactly where I'm going to cut out from the hijab. So let's try. So this is me fixing it. So this is it. Can you see? We still have enough space, like it cannot even contain it. So I have to just notch that part. I have to just notch that part to know where I'm going to cut out from the hijab. So this is me notching the part from the hijab. So I don't notch it like this. So I'm going to trim out the excess part of the hijab. So this is where I notched. This is where I notched. So I'm going to cut out from that angle down to the edge circumference like so. So I'm done cutting now, so I'm going to close it back before I fix it back to the hijab. So now let's fix it back. So I'm going to make use of my office pins to hold it down to the hijab neck like so. So it is not going to have excess again. as I have cut out the excess. So this is the only way you can help this overhead hijab, or else you want your own to have joining at the back of your head. So you are going to pin it round like that and sew it round like that also. So this is me pinning. I've already done pinning, so I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it on. So I have already finished here, and I turned down the down part of my abaya. So guys, if you find this video helpful, please try to give this video a thumbs up, like, share, comment. I love you so much guys. Bye bye.